Did you know that over 12,000 family offices around the world manage between $6 and $10 trillion in assets? These are private structures used by billionaires to manage their wealth without relying on traditional banks. In this video, you'll find out how they work, why they're crucial for the ultra-wealthy, and how they apply exclusive and secret strategies. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This content might just change your financial future. What is a family office? A family office is a private structure that manages the assets of ultra-wealthy families, usually with more than $100 million in investable assets. This includes consolidating various types of assets, residential and commercial real estate in different countries, equity in companies, multimillion-dollar art collections, and even hedge fund positions. It also involves handling complex liabilities like financing strategic debt and tax provisions. Essentially, it's like a mini bank focused entirely on the family's interests without selling standard financial products. In many cases, a family office operates around the clock, with physical offices, proprietary systems, and formal family governance. They replace traditional banks by bringing together in one place investment services, tax planning, estate planning, philanthropy, logistics, travel, and art collection management. Each area is managed by a dedicated team: analysts, lawyers, logistics experts, art curators, and even family psychologists. This creates a holistic view, aligning financial decisions with the family's lifestyle, legacy, and values. The coordination between these areas avoids redundancies and communication gaps, common when each service is hired separately. Legally, the family can maintain direct or indirect control of assets for generations without revealing their identity or strategies. It's like a company exclusively dedicated to protecting, growing, and preserving the family's wealth. There are formal processes, including a family council, regular meetings, and long-term strategic planning. Family members typically participate in these councils and define investment, ethics, and legacy guidelines. Decisions are driven by the family's values and mission, not just financial returns. This helps align heirs' interests, prevent disputes, and ensure the original vision continues. Why do billionaires use family offices? Asset complexity. Billionaires have portfolios with companies, real estate, art, yachts, startups, and crypto. Managing all of this requires a multidisciplinary team. Beyond the assets, there are different currencies, time zones, and regulatory markets to consider. Each investment can involve complex legal structures like holdings, trusts, SPVs, and joint ventures. A family office acts as an integrator, consolidating standardized reports and custom dashboards. This makes it easier to assess global risk, exposure, and strategic allocation, avoiding conflict of interest. Private banks may recommend products that boost their own profits, not necessarily the family's. With a family office, decisions stay fully in the family's hands. There's no pressure to sell bank products, like proprietary funds or insurance, so the family can focus solely on their own best interests. A family office can also negotiate fees and terms directly with external managers, cutting out middlemen. This opens access to opportunities usually reserved for large institutional investors. It also ensures maximum transparency, with internal reports produced by dedicated teams. A real-life example: Jeff Bezos' family office, Bezos Expeditions, has 159 employees focused on analysis, risk, and investments. The team is spread across New York, Seattle, Las Vegas, and other key locations. There are sector-specific analysts for technology, media, healthcare, energy, and more. The structure allows for deep research into risky investments like space exploration, AI, or biotech. It shows that a family office can operate as professionally as a global investment boutique. The rise of family offices. According to UBS, there are around 12,000 family offices worldwide, about 7,000 in the U.S., managing between $6 and $10 trillion in assets. This growth reflects a surge in multimillionaires from technology, fintech, and renewable energy. New wealth in Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America is also fueling the creation of local family offices. These newer family offices often mirror the traditional European style, with headquarters in London or Geneva, but adapted to regional markets. This expansion is also boosting a whole ecosystem of specialized services: consulting, software, compliance, and recruitment. Preaching reports that the number tripled between 2019 and 2023, with over 4,500 in North America alone. This spike is partly due to the pandemic, which increased liquidity and boosted digital asset values. Many young billionaires, especially in the 20 to 40 age range, prefer total autonomy. This has driven a trend toward leaner, tech-focused family office structures. The result is a hybrid model. Traditional family office functions combined with digital-first automation and real-time dashboards. This rapid growth comes from new wealth in tech and crypto, and from the $124 trillion in wealth transfers projected by 2048. This massive inheritance is reshaping the entire wealth management industry. It's forcing traditional banks to offer more personalized services or risk losing ground. The trend points to family offices becoming the dominant model for managing financial legacies, and the professionalization continues. There's a growing focus on certifications, compliance standards, and global governance. How a family office is structured. The process usually involves several key roles. 1. CFO, former private banker. Consolidates global assets. Leads due diligence and valuation for all assets. Implements internal control systems. ERP, BI, multi-jurisdictional custody. Issues detailed quarterly reports to the family council. Manages liquidity for major expenses, philanthropy, crises, investments. 2. Specialized lawyer. Creates trusts and protections against lawsuits or divorce. Designs structures like foundations, offshore companies, and wealth insurance. Plans complex wills to ensure clear transitions between generations. Works with global law firms to stay compliant in all active countries. Prevents family disputes with prearranged agreements. 3. International tax specialist. Minimizes global taxes. Maps cross-country tax treaties to create efficient structures for dividends, royalties, and sales. Runs future scenarios, future tax exposure, legal changes, treaties. Collaborates with a lawyer to integrate accounting and structural planning. Creates global annual tax reports, consolidating everything in a family's functional currency. For CIO, Chief Investment Officer. Sources exclusive opportunities like private equity and off-market real estate. Usually a market expert, not an heir. Sets strategic asset allocation, balancing public equities and alternative assets. Accesses restricted funds, quantitative macro or venture capital. Runs internal committees to approve new deals and monitor performance. May even create proprietary funds for niche investments. 5. Personal management team. Handles philanthropy, art, travel, domestic staff. Organizes everything from private art shows to diplomatic trips. Manages valuable art preservation and international transport logistics. Ensures gender diversity and social impact compliance. Supports strategic philanthropy aligned with family values. Favorite jurisdictions: Delaware, Switzerland, Singapore, and Dubai, offering privacy and tax benefits. Delaware allows anonymous LLCs with high regulatory flexibility. Switzerland provides banking secrecy and long-term stability. Singapore and Dubai offer clear legal frameworks, tax treaties, and low personal tax rates. These choices also consider infrastructure, political stability, and average legal resolution time. Advantages over traditional banks: speed and discretion, quick decisions without bank bureaucracy. Internal processes allow assets to be released, acquired, or used for emergencies in hours. Confidentiality is paramount. Only a few executives know about the real operations, preventing leaks. Security measures include NDAs, encryption, and secure communication. This protects sensitive operations from public exposure. Personalized strategies. For instance, Bezos' divorce was resolved without impacting Amazon stock, thanks to the family office structure. Security measures include NDAs, encryption, and secure communication. This protects sensitive operations from public exposure. Personalized strategies. For instance, Bezos' divorce was resolved without impacting Amazon stock, thanks to the family office structure. Decisions are backed by actuarial modeling and custom legal strategies. Exclusive access. Family office investors gain entry to closed funds, pre-IPO startups, private insurance, and more. They can co-invest directly with major private equity firms. They see regional opportunities with global potential before the broader market catches on. They also get privileged access to art clubs, sports clubs, and luxury consortiums. They can even set up their own SPVs with selected investors. Some CFOs create their own insurance companies to profit from premiums, an advanced value capture strategy. These internal insurers can keep some of the risk and pass the rest to global markets. Premiums paid by the family turn into internal revenue for the insurance company. This combines asset protection with operational profits, significantly reducing external costs over the years. When TO, consider a family office. A true family office becomes worthwhile when you have more than $100 million in investable assets. Below that, private banks' basic packages often make more sense. The operation needs to justify its own costs, which can reach millions of dollars a year. There's a balance between service level and capital returns. But even millionaire families can adopt a simplified virtual family office model. Main motivations: total control over assets. The family decide when to exit, where to invest, and how to sell shares. There's alignment with ethical values and social impact, setting ESG or philanthropy guidelines. This reduces external pressure for immediate results and preserves future independence, keeping decisions out of outsiders' hands. Avoid bank bias recommendations. Goodbye to products pushed by bank sales. Advice and recommendations come from internal analysis or carefully chosen consultants. This ensures a family gets what they truly need, not what's marketed for bank profit. The focus is always on the best interests of the wealth holders. A unique structure for complex situations like succession and inheritance. When there are multiple children, business stakes, and significant assets, an inadequate structure risks conflict. Existing governance, councils, bylaws, protocols prevents these conflicts. There's retirement planning for the active generation and mentoring for future heirs. This ensures a financial legacy and family purpose continue across generations. For many, private banking becomes obsolete. Once families realize that banks don't share their goals, family offices offer real governance and well-managed risk. Geographic reach and tax efficiency speak for themselves. Becoming independent opens doors to long-term opportunities. Advanced strategies of the ultra-wealthy. Private insurance companies. Families create their own companies to generate revenue from paid premiums. The internal insurer can offer life, asset, or event-specific insurance. It gives them control over who assumes the risk and under what terms. They can keep part of the premiums as internal profit and explore new business lines without depending on traditional insurers. Think tanks and political influence. They fund entities that shape tax policies and regulations. They sponsor studies to back tax benefits or philanthropic regulations. They're closely connected to academic institutions and public policy centers. They host conferences on sustainability, innovation, taxes, and legacy. This strengthens their influence network, transparency, and institutional negotiating power. Generational vision. Beyond growth, they preserve their legacy with succession planning. 53% have an active will today. They also run financial education programs for heirs from a young age. Some families have dedicated coaches to help with role transitions. They maintain governance centers with a family charter, protocol, and transition committee. The goal is to prevent disruption and preserve the original culture, creating a sustainable lineage. Today, you've seen how family offices combine financial, legal, logistical, and succession management in a private, agile, and strategic structure. Billionaires use them to organize complex portfolios, stay independent from banks, optimize taxes, and protect their family legacy. They've grown rapidly in recent years, driven by new wealth, and offer advanced strategies like internal insurers and political influence. All of this requires significant assets and a long-term vision. But even entrepreneurs and new millionaires can draw inspiration from this model by adopting solutions for control, autonomy, and strategic thinking. Think big. You can start your own mini-family office within your means, adopting organization, planning, and governance right now. And remember, your financial freedom journey starts now. Click the link in the video description to unlock the ebook packed with investing secrets, mindset shifts, and wealth-building strategies.